Some of my earliest and fondest memories are, learning to swim at the park, playing soccer in the field, going to school and playing with my friends in the playground and things like that. I ended up moving to Ottawa to attend school. I was able to train for hockey. At the time I was competing on the national team. It never really felt like home. I couldn't make it feel like I belonged there because of the connection I had to Gravenhurst. When I left Ottawa, I moved to Barrie to continue my education. I found again I was making every effort I could to drive up to Gravenhurst on the weekends and spend Friday and Saturday and Sunday in Gravenhurst, enjoy all that Gravenhurst had. Eventually I just got tired of being on the highway every weekend. The more that I thought about it, the more I realized that there was more opportunity here for me than anywhere else. My girlfriend and I, we decided that Gravenhurst was a place for us. She was working downtown Toronto at the time, so for us, living in Barrie and her to go to work meant that she would sit on the train for an hour and a half and then get on the subway to drive back up to her office and sit there basically for 2 hours and do nothing. And that's 4 hours out of her day that she was not being productive. When we did finally move up to Gravenhurst, she was able to expand her network and grow her business, and to a point where she's now too busy to run it all by herself. What Gravenhurst offered, I think, made us able to do that. As soon as we set up in Gravenhurst, we were able to develop new just social networks. And these people are often through professional connections that we have, but at the same time they're people we like to sit down with in the evening and enjoy music at a local restaurant. I've seen Gravenhurst come so far the last couple of years with a real focus on being successful and making their business owners successful, and making their residents successful and enjoy working and living here. So there's been a real push to develop that infrastructure. I mean, if you're out of town but need to meet somebody in Gravenhurst, you can come in and either meet at the park where there's internet access. You can meet at a local short-term office space. They call it it's called the Network downtown. We were offered a fair amount of guidance by the Chamber of Commerce. The people that work there were incredibly helpful in helping Claudia getting her business registered and set up properly so that she could do business. Claudia's business is 100% online, which means she can do it from anywhere. She'll typically start her day at the kitchen table while I'm cooking us breakfast. We'll make coffee together, and she'll go over her what her day involves on the computer at the kitchen table. She'll move it into her office in the morning where she's sort of secluded and away from me being distracting to her. At the brewery, I'm a sales rep for the northern region outside of Toronto. It's my job to keep our product in restaurants and bars and festivals north of Toronto. One of my favorite things about being in Gravenhurst is there are so many inspiring locations to sit down and do work. Like we're sitting outside here, we have a picnic table in the back. In my backyard, we'll just set up the computer and do work outside. If we want to be in town surrounded by people, we'll sit down at the coffee shop and engage in conversation, and often that's enough to inspire new ideas. Well, I'm sitting on the bench at what is now called the GRAEME Arena. It was given my name, I guess, for the amount of work that I've done in my career in sledge hockey. But more so than that, it shows the amount of potential that Gravenhurst has to come together as a community and support each other. This building, and certainly the rest of Gravenhurst, was built in a way that includes everybody. So here, we have the sledge accessible boards. The pool has special equipment to allow people with physical disabilities to enter the pool easily. Much of uptown is accessible. I don't think there's a single building here that I can't get into, and if there is an issue for me getting into that building, the shop owners are willing to help. But there are so many people in town that want Gravenhurst to live up to its full potential and everyone be successful. Now is the time to come here and do it.